Hello. The one thing that confused me when I was learning Python is you create two objects from the same class, right? But somehow one object has Rahul's data and the other has Priya's data. How does Python actually keep them separate? That's what we are going to understand today with instance variables. You will struggle with Python O if you don't understand instance variables. So, have you ever created two objects from the same Python class and wondered how Python keeps their data separate? For example, imagine we have two students. Student 1 has Rahul, student 2 has Priya. Both are created from the same student class, but when we print their names, Python knows that one is Rahul and other is Priya. So, where exactly is Python storing this information? That's what we are going to understand in this video, instance variables in Python. Hello everyone, I am Punyakirti BL. Welcome to my Python for Generative AI learning series. In this video series, I will take you step by step through Python fundamentals and show you how they connect to building powerful generative AI applications. Let's start today's session. First, understand class and object. Before we talk about instance variables, let's quickly understand classes and objects. A class is basically a blueprint. For example, class student pass. Here student is a class. Now I can create object from it. So student 1 is equal to student, student 2 is equal to student. So student 1 and student 2 are two different objects created from the same class. So student 1 and student are different objects. Think about it is like a building blueprint. The blueprint is the class and the actual buildings created from the blueprint are the objects. The Now the interesting question is how can each object store its own information? That's where instance variables come in. So what is the next question? What is an instance variable? Let's take a simple example. I will take this example, class student. Let's compile this. I have done. We have init method, that is constructor, name, age, self name, self.age is equal to age. Here we have a constructor called init. It runs automatically when we create an object. Now let's create two students. So I created two objects, student 1, student 2. Rahul is the name, age is 22, Priya is the name, 21 is the age. Now look at these two lines, self.name is equal to name, self.age is equal to age. What are these? These are instance variables. The important word here is instance. An instance basically means an object created from a class. So self.name belongs to one particular object. For student 1, Python stores name is equal to Rahul, age is equal to 22, and for student 2, name is equal to Priya, age is equal to 21. So even though both objects came from same class, each object has its own data. That's the main idea behind instance variables. Okay, here we have a new concept called understanding self. Now let's talk about the part that actually confuses beginners, that is self. Take this line, self dot named is equal to name. We actually have two names here. The name on the right side is the value passed to the constructor. For example, student 1 is equal to student, Rahul 22. Here name is equal to Rahul, that is passed as a parameter. Then Python does something like this. Self.name is equal to Rahul and self refers to the current object. So when we create student 1 is equal to student of Rahul 22, you can think of it as like this. Student 1 dot name is equal to Rahul. Student 1 dot age is equal to 22. Here self is replaced with the current object student 1. And when we create student 2, like this, it becomes student2.name and student2.age. So self basically helps Python understand which object data are we talking about. Okay, let's run this example. So we created here, let's print student name, student one age, student to name. Okay, when we run, see Rahul 21, 22, Priya. It is the output we got. Same thing, let's see it with a method. Now let's make this example a little more useful. So I created the student object, then we have a display method with self, name and age. Let's take this example. I took this example, added here. Okay, let's go with the next step. Now create two students, Rahul, Priya, student 1, student 2. Created two objects and call student1 dot display. Let's call student1 dot display and see the output. See here, name is Rahul, age is 22. We got the output like this. Next, student2 dot display. Let's make this student2 dot display and run. Name Priya, age 21. So output name Priya, age 21. Notice something interesting. We wrote the display method only once. You are able to see here display only once in the class 1 method. We didn't create one display method for Rahul and another for Priya, right? The same method works for both objects. Why? Because of self. When we do student1 dot display, self refers to student1, and when we do student2 dot display, self refers to student2. So self dot name means the name belonging to the current object. Okay. So next topic is we understood instance variables with methods. Let's understand instance variables can be changed. Another important thing is that instance variables can change. Let's take a bank account example. So I took this example. So it has bank account with initial constructor with self name balance and its attribute name balance added. Now we are creating two objects, account 1 and account 2 for Rahul with some balance. So 10,000, 20,000 are the balance. Let's print their balances. So when we print the balances, what happens? You see, so account 1 balance is 10,000, account 2 balance is 20,000. So then we have two balances. Now suppose Rahul deposits 5,000. Now suppose Rahul deposits 5,000, account 1 dot balance is equal to 15,000. So he deposited. Now what I will do, code here, account 1 dot balance is equal to 15,000. If you print again, account on balance becomes 15,000. We modify the initial value to 15,000. Now when we run, so before it is 10,000 and 20,000. So account one balance we updated here in the next step, that becomes 50,000 and 20,000. We get 15,000 and 20,000. Only account one changed. Account two is still 20,000. That's because balance is an instance variable. Each object has its own copy of the data. Okay, so let's understand next topic, instance variables with methods. Instead of directly changing the balance, we can create a method. So here show balance, deposit, two methods we are using. So I created a blank bank account class which has constructor, another function deposit, another one is show balance. In deposit, we are adding the amount to the current balance, and show balance only printing the balance. Okay, now account dot backend, we are initially we are creating the account. Then let's check the balance. When we initially created the object, the balance will be how much? Let's see that. So see, Rahul has 10,000. Output we got that. Now deposit some money. Let's have deposit this. Have deposited. Again check show balance. So when we do this, see Rahul has 10,000. Once it is deposited, Rahul has 15,000. Here the deposit method changes self.balance. So this is good example how methods work with instance variables. The instance variable stores the data and the method performs some operation on that data. Let's understand some common beginner mistake. Now let me show you very common mistake. So class student self comma name. Name is equal to name. At first glance this may look correct, but this does not store the name inside the object. We need class student definition. So self dot name is equal to name here. The difference is very small, but it is extremely important. Okay, this name is equal to name is just assigning a variable to itself, but this self dot name is equal to name stores the value as an attribute of the current object. So whenever you want to create an instance variable, you will commonly see this self dot variable name is equal to value. For example, self dot name is equal to name, self dot age is equal to age, self dot salary is equal to salary, self dot balance is equal to balance. Okay. Next, final practical example. Let's put everything together with a shopping cart. So we are taking this shopping cart. Uh, Final practicals. So it has add item, show cart, and init. Okay, now I will create a shopping with cart 1, cart 2 with Rahul and this one. So first we had adding cart 1, add item, cart 1, add item, mouse, cart 2, add item, this one. Now cart 1 show cart, cart 2 show cart. So we added some cart, right? Here customer Rahul, items added, laptop, mouse. Customer Priya, items added, phone. Notice that both cards have self.customer, self.items, but the values are different for each object. That's exactly what instance variables are designed for. Let's close. So let's quickly recap. An instance variable is data that belongs to particular object. We normally create it using self. Self.name is equal to name. If we create multiple objects, student 1 is equal to student Rahul, student 2 is equal to student Priya. Each object gets its own instance data. And remember this simple idea, class which creates objects, each object has its own instance variable. Once you understand self, instance variables become much easier to understand. In the next step of learning Python, these concepts will help you to understand class, variables, instance methods, constructors, inheritance, and much more. If this explanation helped you, try creating your own employee, car, or bank account class and add a few instance variables yourself. That is the best way to make this concept stick. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who is learning Python. I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.